VigilanteWilliamson here with a very simple question, and that is, why do people still buy sports games? And actually, I know the answer. It's because they love them, right? As much as there's people like me who haven't bought Madden since, 2012? Peyton Hillis was on that cover. Whew. So actually 2011 was Madden 12. And haven't bought a 2K since, I think, 19. And even then, that was after a gap of a few years. There's people like me who are pissed at it. Shout out to Ryan Moody, who'll be back in the week. Shout out to the people who criticize Madden and criticize 2K for the monopoly they've had, both companies. And, you can say the same with formerly FIFA, now FC, for the football fans, international football, soccer. But people still love the games. They still offer a mechanically unique system. That's by economics, but there's only one NFL sim game. And even though technically EA still has a license to create NBA Live games if they want to, there's only one basketball sim game, and that's 2K. And don't think that there isn't at least a silent agreement to keep it that way. I have heard that 2K may get into the NFL sim game again. Obviously that NFL 2K back in the day is what caused all this issue, because they were able to create that game and sell it for $20. And then the NFL went hardcore and they just said, you know what, we're only going to let EA do our games from now on. And they charge EA a lot of money. They make a lot of money, but EA has the exclusive license for the NFL, and even though they share the license for basketball, it's a silent agreement, in my opinion. It's just my opinion, to say, okay, you guys make the basketball games, we won't interfere. I mean, they did try with one live, but that was it. And it's like, all right, you'll make the basketball, we'll make the football. And there's a lot of people who want that to change, rightfully so. Rightfully so. Obviously, like I said, there's that core fan base. I love these games no matter what. I don't care about the glitches. I'm still going to play them. I'm still going to buy my team. That's just what I'm going to do. That's what I do every year, and this is what I do. And that's fine. I'm not trying to rain on your parade and crap on what you guys, if that's what you want, if you want to keep these games mediocre, I can't stop you, because if you want still that mechanic, it's just, listen, I don't care. This is what I need every year. I get it. I got my own vices and addictions that I can't necessarily justify with logic myself, right? We're all not perfect. So if that's what you got, that's what you like, cool. So this is really to the people who want change. If you're one of these people who want change, please note, again, one, there is at least an unspoken agreement to keep it where EA makes all the football games, and the NBA, their games are going to be made by 2K. Even with EA having a license, that's been the silent agreement. Again, there was a live recently, but I say recently, past 10 years. But that was it. That was a one-off. And part of that is, brand loyalty at this point. You're so used to 2K. They've had the kind of exclusive title for a while now. And you're so used to Madden that's just what it is. But if you want to change, first off, realize they were okay with a monopoly. And if the other gets into the other's thing, which may happen, because 2K being owned by Take-Two, who is owned by Warner Brothers, and they have a lot of financial issues, it may be at a point where they can't play that game. They need to try to make a 2K again and try to get into that, because they just need the money. And even though it's going to cost a lot of money for that license, they may be willing to pay and make that license non-exclusive for EA, just to make sure they can get a football game out and get the revenue going. And even if that happens, and then, let's say that happens, don't be shocked if EA says, okay, we're going to try to get in your market share, maybe put the time down for another live, or NBA Street. I mean, NBA Street back in the day, for those who know, was definitely a fun game. But even if something like that happens, so now we get 2 mediocre sports games for football and 2 mediocre sports games for basketball, that's not going to solve the problem. That's the second point. And unfortunately, I don't think the problem's solvable with the licenses for each sport being, $1 billion plus. But you would really need more competition. You would really need both of those mega power monolithic companies having competition outside of just each other, And some of that could come. I mentioned NBA Street. Do you guys remember Backyard Football? Do you remember that? Pepperidge Farm does. And there are other experiences outside of a simulation experience for basketball and football that can still be fun and enjoyable. and still have interesting elements. Man, I used to play backyard football as a kid on a computer on like Windows. Was it XP? Maybe XP. Maybe 2000. I mean, I can't remember. It's been years, 20 years since then. But I used to love that game, and I would love that. I want more competition. I don't just want it to be okay. EA and Take-Two now each make their own football and basketball game. That's a start, and that's an improvement, and that will give some competition. That could improve both games. I don't want to knock that either. You know what I'm saying? But we will eventually end up with dual-centric monolith, and that doesn't work for politics. I don't think it's going to work for sports games. I think we need more than just the big two making sports games. I think we would need more games and more sports experiences outside of just those games. Outside of simulation basketball or simulation football, I would very much be interested in, more of a non-sim arcade style of each. And, Blitz, NFL Blitz, how fun was that? And that's something that the indie developers or, AA developers, single A developers can provide. And I don't know how they're going to get licenses if they cost $1 billion a pop. You know what I'm saying? I wish other teams that aren't so well funded but maybe a little bit more crafty had their crack at sports games too. I don't see that happening. Maybe they'll offer up arcade sim rights to a smaller developer, but I think we need more than 2 developers. Even having two is an improvement. It's 100% improvement, right? To double the amount of developers per genre of game. That would be an improvement, but I think we need more than that. But what do you think? You tell me. Don't just let me rant. If you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share, subscribe, please do that. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night and God bless. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.